Hola, buenas tardes. You can tell my wife's got me Spanish lessons for my birthday. That's about all I can say. However, hello, Simon Raybould here. I thought you might be interested in seeing what's happened with Prezi. What's the new stuff with Prezi? Let me close down. So here's the opening bit with Prezi when you log in. I'm a long-time user, so you can see I've got an option here of Prezi Next and Prezi Classic. Prezi Classic is what they call the old version, the original version, if you like. A couple of gotchas. The first is that anything you created using Prezi Classic will not play on Prezi Next. And the second gotcha is, don't ask me why they would write something that wasn't backwardly compatible, by the way, I've no idea. The second is that Prezi Next is all you can get access to if you're a new user. It's more easy to use than the Prezi Classic, but it's also less powerful. But let's see if that's an advantage for them. This is what it looks like. You can see I've got some presentations floating around over here, but at the moment, let's just look at the folder here on the left-hand side of the screen called Work in Progress. Now I tend to put a Prezi in here when I'm working on it and make lots of different versions of it. I save it often in different versions, just in case anything goes horribly wrong, because sometimes the undo button doesn't work, or I might lose my internet connection and not get all my saves and that kind of stuff. So I make lots of versions of it inside the work in progress, and then when I'm done, I put it in a folder which is to do with the project. It's the name of the project. So if I have a new presentation, you'll see that you've got then a bewildering array of templates, most of which are bad. In fact, no, all of which are bad, most of which are worse. And the main function is just to prove to you that templates don't work. So what I suggest you do is find something that's really simple and see about customizing it. And by customizing it, I mean remove most of what's already there. So I've selected this one. I'm going to call it Demo. And before I can continue, I have to select my privacy level. Now at the moment the default is anybody can see it, but if I want only certain people to see it, I've got to start paying nearly £20 a month. By the way, that's a year paid in advance plus tax last time I looked, so it's quite expensive. The upside is that if you do that, then people can't find your Prezis. So if you've got any sort of confidential information, that's the best thing to do. Although the people that make Prezi, they tell me that at the moment Google can't index Prezis very well. So maybe that's an advantage, I don't know. But honestly, if your best security defense is that Google can't read you yet, you might want to think about whether you want to use Prezi or not. So I've told it that I want to create the Prezi. Here's the next gotcha of Prezi. It can take a while, depending on the speed of your internet connection and the Prezi servers at the time. So what we're looking at here is your basic overview of your Prezi, and you'll see that I've got a number of slides down here. To all intents and purposes, that's what they are. I've got the overview slide at the top, and then you'll see down here I've got a number of different slides. Each of those corresponds to each of these here, and you can see as I mouse over them, they get highlighted by yellow on the left. And I can access them either by double clicking on them to zoom in. Whoa, there we go. Or I could also access that by just clicking on this thing here. Okay, you'll notice that when we've clicked in here, I've got sub menus, which are these over here. You'll also notice that there are things visible in the zoom in that are not visible here on the overview. So for example, the overview here doesn't show that that moon orbiting the planet thing, if you like. But for now, let's just zoom in on the first one. Ooh, in we go. And you can see how easy it is to change things. Whoops, learn to type, Simon. Here we go. I'm just going to shrink the size of that object box because I don't need it that big. You'll notice I'm doing it using this little rectangular box here, not the corner boxes, because if you click and drag the corner box, whoa, there you go. It's really easy to do that kind of thing. And of course, if you want to change the actual text, you can do that just by messing about up here. So let's change the color. Bam, there you go. You'll notice, however, that when I zoom back out, nothing has changed here. That's because what I've done is I've changed at the zoom in level. And I kind of like that about Prezi. It's what it does is show you things very cleanly at this highlighted level, at this overview level, and it's not until you zoom in that it starts showing you more and more detail. So if I wanted to insert a picture, for example, at this level, I could insert the picture at this level, but it wouldn't show when I zoomed in. So let's zoom in here, and to illustrate that, let's insert an image. Okay, here's a screenshot of some feedback that arrived in my in tray the other day, saying that basically I walk on water, he says, modestly. Let's make it bigger. You know how to do that now. Just click and drag. There you go. And, but if I zoom out now, you'll see that that's not visible at the zoom out level. So this is now, okay, this is now topic 2. Renamed it, but as I zoom into it, you see it's not got topic 2 up here. You have to change that manually. Now that can be a bit of a pain in the neck, but the flexibility that it gives you is quite powerful. Okay, so let's suppose that I wanted to add a second of these sub-points, if you like. So this is topic 2, and I now want to have a look at, this is subtopic 1. So I've just renamed that. Well, actually, no, I haven't, have I? Because I've just done it on the zoom in. Pay attention to your own exercise, Simon. So this is subtopic 2. There we go. Oh, can't spell, never mind. If I wanted to add another subtopic, I would just go into topic 2 and click on subtopic. There you go. Bam, done. Okay. Notice when I come back out that those subtopics don't appear. And if I want to go in, I can carry on adding subtopics to my heart's content. Or if you wanted, I could go into subtopic. Here we go. And I can actually add a sub within that, if you like. Okay. Can't see why you'd want to go that far down, but you've got those options. Okay. That's the guts of what Prezi does and how Prezi works. There are a couple of little bits and bobs that you might want to play with. So let's zoom in and we'll just insert another image, a different image here, just to show you how you can make your Prezi a little bit sort of PowerPoint-ish if you want. If you want that image that I've just added, if you wanted it to fade in, you click on animations here and you choose your animations. Okay, so let's say you want it to fade in. Whoop, there we go. Okay, or if perhaps I wanted to make a point of zooming in on my gorgeous and newly bearded face. There we go. And now I'll just do a test of that and just make sure it's working. Zoom to area. No, it's not working. Why is it not working? There we go. It is working. It was just taking its time about it. Okie dokie. So let's go into back to the overview and then show you how to present. And you just click this little button up at the top here and bam, you're into presenter mode. You'll see down at the bottom of the screen here, there is a progress chart which shows you how far through the presentation you are, and you make progress either by clicking the spacebar or by clicking these little buttons, and it just zooms through. There's the animation added, and here's a whoosh animation added, and now it goes back to what it should have been doing anyway, and Bob's your proverbial uncle. So now zoom in on topic 2, wham, and you see things appear as you zoom in. One of the things that Prezi does better than PowerPoint is you can now go backwards if you want, like this. Or you can go right back to the beginning just by clicking and dragging the icon at the bottom. And here's the big advantage as far as I'm concerned. Suppose the audience you discover is bored of topic 1, knows about topic 2. You can very easily skip straight to topic 3. Whoosh! Yes, of course, you can do that in PowerPoint and Keynote, but Prezi makes it easier and more interactive. So let's come out of presenter view. And there you go, Bob's your proverbial. Just make sure that when you close the tab, that little thing over here, the cloud, has got a tick in it. That means everything is saved. Done. Close. Bob's your proverbial uncle. Do let me know if you're a Prezi user. Let me know if you like the new version. And well, yeah, I've seen some god-awful Prezis, but I've seen a couple of good ones as well. It'd be interesting to see what you guys think about it. Adios.